Hi, greetings, Happy New Year from Jazzfin Company. New year, new opportunities, and I am seriously considering investing in Adidas. And here is their current situation. They're currently trading at a little under $100. I'm looking to invest 1,000, so I'm expecting to purchase 10 shares. I'm looking at a dividend of $2 to $3 per share that I'm expecting they'll pay in May. Here are their competitors. We have Tapestry, Carrington, Lululemon. I'm looking at the market cap. They have the second highest market cap. They have the most employees, not as much Wall Street coverage. Dividends are paid annually. Here's a comparison chart. And just to roughly let you know, Tapestry, they deal with Coach, Kate Spade. Carrington, they make their apparent company for Gucci, Saint Laurent. Lululemon is pretty hip currently, especially in Orange County. Ralph Lauren is interesting. And we have Amer Sports, which, if you remember, Wilson from that movie with Tom Hanks, and that's one of their subsidiaries. Ralph Lauren is interesting to me because they are opening up a luxury fashion and home goods store, replacing Restoration Hardware in Fashion Island, and that's a huge space. So I'm curious what they'll do there. But I am partial to Adidas. I think they're well priced. I'm expecting that the stock will increase roughly 20%. Their high, 52-week high, is $130. They're currently, as I mentioned, trading at a little under $100, and I expect a 20 to 30% increase in the next few months. Here's what they've been doing. They're a little bit on the lower side, but it is Adidas, and their insignia, their branding, they're classic. And as a consumer of their product, I'm very satisfied. And here's some other things that I look at before purchasing. 52-week high, low. Lululemon is an interesting candidate. 1 month return, 5%. I think this will change in the next couple of months. Dividends is slated to be paid in May. Here's a quick overview, not just the percentages. They, at one point a few years ago, were paying $3 a share. Now it's 2. I expect for it to stay at 2 or even increase to 3. So on $1,000 investment, I'm expecting a $20 to $30 return in a few months, and I'm expecting also a $200 return, at minimum 20% return. The reason I stopped on this item is because I actually own this bag, and this thing in the water has lasted me 5 years. Their stuff is just, it lasts. It stands the test of time. And of course, they don't just produce, ooh, this is cute. They don't just produce this. And you can see up here Adidas, their site. The site I'm using for peer comparison is Seeking Alpha, and I'll put these links in the comments. And just to take a look at some of the ratios, their price earnings is in line with the averages. They're a little bit lower, as you can see, on enterprise value EBITDA in sales as compared to their peers. And I think these are driving factors. Their book to value is on the low side. Revenue growth is strong. profitability up there with the rest of their competitors. Their EBIT margin is not doing as well as the rest of them, but this is Adidas. And again, I'm partial to the slanted three lines, the trinity, if you will, return on equity up there. Net income per employee. This is a great comparison website. Ali used to provide this as well, but they don't anymore. I almost want to email them and see if you're paying some kind of a premium, if we'll get that information back again. What they used to do is compile. This is the ticker you're looking at. These are the competitors, and relative to the competitors, they'd actually have little graphs, and you could see this is your investment that you're looking at, and these are the peers, and this is where everyone stands, and it was quite easy to see. I'm almost thinking of doing this myself, of pulling in this data and then providing a different visual aid to be able to see this is the average, and this is where your potential investment sits, because it's easier on the eyes, it's easier to analyze. We have ownership information. Institutional ownership isn't as high as Tapestry, isn't as high as Lululemon. So it does mean that we have a diverse base of investors, and I appreciate seeing something like that. And based on this, I am expecting from roughly $100 a share for Adidas to increase to $120 a share by June, July. Dividends are paid in May, and this is my marker. So let's see if I'm correct. This is Jazzfin Company. There's a couple more videos that are slated to come, and nice to talk to you. Happy New Year.